Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim, and thank you all so much for all the love and support. Hope you are doing great. So today we'll be talking something very important, and it's about this Hispanic woman who actually came off on colored people because they just, you all know, most of them are a bunch of white supremacists, and they always are, always trying to quote him when it is like when it is convenient for them, right? Or try to turn his quote upside down just for it to fit into whatever they have to do and all of that. And also, and black conservatives are also being called out for what they do. You all know, like black conservatives message is always like, be as white as possible, ignore racism, and vote against your own best interest, and come back later to look at us like I did not do anything, or it wasn't me, or something like that, And I see all this going around on MLK Junior's day, and a lot of people got so many things to say. Some coons also. I decided not to bring their videos here because I really don't have time for some coons, Decided that it was just also another day for them to disregard MLK Junior's all the things he has done and all that. And some ended up saying that when he died, you all know he did not die. It was murder and death. You know what? Let's get into this video.
Martin Luther King Day happened, and I hate it because it's just a bunch of white racist people trying to quote him and then at the same time be pro-Israel or be quiet on the Palestinian genocide or censor any talk of Palestinian genocide or call everyone who says something that's anti-Zionist or anti-Israeli anti-Semitic. And yes, I've seen that a lot on social media. It's disgusting, and they think we don't see it, but we see it. So I'm here to tell you, no, that you're not crazy. These people who call themselves social justice advocates, progressives, and are still pro-Israel, are still quiet on the genocide, you have to distinguish between being a reformist and being a revolutionary or an abolitionist. These people who are quiet still about the Palestinian genocide or who are pro-Israel or Zionists, they're not abolitionists. They're not revolutionaries. And by virtue of definition, they're not social justice advocates. They believe in the systems. The systems benefit them. To them, when they were marching for BLM or when they were being pro-LGBTQ plus and speaking at school boards and supporting kids that are in the LGBTQ plus community, it wasn't about liberating these children or addressing the systems. For them, the system is a sweater that has a few frayed edges, and they just want to cut the loose ends. And then the system will work, and then they believe the sweater is still functional and valid. Abolitionists and revolutionaries don't believe that. They know that the systems were built on capitalism, patriarchy, racism, whatever the system was built on, and they believe that when you see a loose end on that sweater, you pull the string and you unravel the whole sweater. And that's the thing. They are not social justice advocates, because if you want to talk about social justice, human rights, civil rights, you have to talk, ultimately the goal is not charity, is not having more diversity in super racist systems or biased systems. No, the answer is liberation. And we cannot have a better example of the need for liberation than the people of Palestine. They are not for liberation. They're not for your liberation. That's why you see all these people in organizations, they're supposedly like pro-Hispanic or pro-Black and doing social justice work, also put up job notices to go apply for Black and brown people to apply to the NYPD. Or are in organizations within the government that are extremely discriminatory, and they still put up, oh, I got a certificate from this organization because of my charity work. This is why Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and any other revolutionary spent a lot of time not talking about the Ku Klux Klan members are the overtly racist Trumpists. They're talking about the people who they thought would be on their side and then immediately betrayed them. When push comes to shove, when things got a little bit uncomfortable, they're like, I'm out. This system benefits me. I don't want to dismantle it. Listen, you don't need a lot of people to dismantle a system. You just need a few people that are extremely passionate and who are in it and will sacrifice. That's what you need. So let's start talking and engaging in these conversations and perpetuating liberation narratives over performative, oh, let's go do social justice work. Don't pay attention to those people. Block them. They're not worth your time. They are there to distract you and take away all your efforts and your emotional labor and cognitive efforts. So they're not worth your time. Go get new people from our community.
I've been seeing a lot of people this MLK Day talk about how if you use MLK's quotes, you have to acknowledge his full legacy and what he actually stood for, right? And one of the things that I've been noticing is the exact opposite's been happening, in that there's been radio silence. Oftentimes conservatives or black conservatives aren't even trying to make any co-opting of MLK's legacy because they know at this point. But it really gets you to think. And it's because I've heard a lot of people say, oh, Democratic plantation, how come black people all think one certain way, da-da-da, because in their ignorance, obviously. But a bigger question. What is the actual message for black conservatism in the United States? What are the policy proposals? What's the approach? What's the legal framework? What's the mindset? What's popular movements? What's anything that anybody can cling on to as some blueprint of how to move forward and actually operate in a way that's politically feasible? We have this discourse where it's leftism or liberalism within the black community, and then there's the conservatives that literally add fucking nothing. Then you have motherfuckers that are so far conservative in every other issue that they talk about, but their pro-black rhetoric gives people something to cling on to, despite the fact that even their pro-black rhetoric comes off as incredibly conservative, aka motherfuckers like Umar Johnson. That's a whole other conversation. At least even they can add something, even though when you listen for more than 4 seconds, it gets very delusional. What is it that black conservatives actually add to literally any discourse? There's a reason why all of them are fucking quiet today. It seems as though they're just a stopgap to say, well, you know what, all that stuff that you guys are talking about that actually has substance behind it? Nah, because look how bad we are. Despite the fact that we know that there are a lot of problems in the black community and we actually do the work to find where they come from, instead of looking at a problem being like, there it is, therefore bad people. And it's almost like on days like this where you're asked to do some introspection and read into the history of one of the most known black figures, they quickly realize that there is no place here for them, no place in this conversation, nothing meaningful that they can contribute, because no one meaningful in the past has actually successfully brought across this message in a way that helps anybody, because it's not meant to help anybody. And that's why they're all fucking quiet today. Happy MLK Day.
So this is all I got from this video, and I think 2 days ago, when was that? I think on Monday was his day, and I saw so many disgusting posts from colored people also trying to change his quotes and all that. I mean, I saw a lot of them, even some coons too, but I felt like some of them are trying to probably take from what he has done and all that, and also make him feel less important and the rest of it. And I saw some also videos of where some pop-colored activists like that work with Candace Owen that came out to, like, say some disgusting things about him and the rest of it. And the reality is that people will always look for a way to make you feel like you do not belong, or make you feel like you are the bad person, when indeed they are the really bad people. And it's just a lot of palm-colored racist people trying to do their thing, and they are pro-Israel. They've been quiet on what has been going on all over the world. They never came out to speak and all that. It is MLK's day, and all of them jumped out to talk rubbish and say what I do not even want to even talk about. But it is what it is. Like, it's never changing, and that is who they are. And I don't think that they will, they will ever be anything better and all that. So yeah, that is all I have to say, and see you all in my next video. Bye for now.